It's not anything on the link.
It started. You are live now.
Is it on that link?
Yes, we are live now.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay. Okay, hi friends. Welcoming you all on an... Yes.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi friends. Welcoming you for an interview. I think why the voice is echoing. Richa, can you just mute yourself? Just check. I think voice is echoing. Now I think it's clear.
Is it okay?
Yes, now it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Hi friends, welcoming you all to an exciting interview with a mother, coach, parenting coach, an author, and an award. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are...
Yes, we're live.
It's turning.
Yeah, we are live. I can see it.
I can see we are live. Govardhan Bhai is saying that we are not live.
No, we are. We are.
We are live, no?
No.
Okay. Okay. So all of you, we are there with an author, mother, a business coach who has an initiative, a community of healthy Indians. She is there in Norway, but her heart lies in helping mothers and helping parents. So hi Richa, welcoming you for this lovely talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to our chat.
Wow. Richa, can you just tell us that why you are passionate about this particular topic?
As I said, I'm very passionate about when it comes to parenting, but also different ways of parenting. The parents knows their children the best. So who am I to tell them how to raise their kids? But there are always some strategies, some methods you can use, which is universal for any human beings, right? So, and I wish we had a guidebook that say, do this with your children and you'll get that result. Or if you guide them this way, they will become, they'll choose that career. ऐसा होता नहीं है, there is nothing that would say कि if you do this, this will happen, because we are people, we change every day. But it's always nice to have somebody to go to who have experienced it before you and have good results. There's always something to learn from them. So I guess that is why I'm passionate, because there's never the same answer to any question. and no parent will say, this will help me. They can say this will help me, but we got the same result. Nobody can say that. But if I can be here and answer some question, make it a little bit easier, help parents navigate a little bit of the jungle of confusion, then I'm happy. Then I feel that I've done my part.
That's true. Okay, all of you people who are watching this interview live, stay excited. She is going to share 3 secrets with all of you, which can help our kids to actually find their passion and live by it. But to that, I'll go later. Richa, I have to ask you one question before we go ahead. Why do you think a parents can play a role, or what role you think a parents can play when it comes to helping kids to find their passion or potential in life?
See, children, they usually want to mimic their parents. Who is the closest to them? The parents. The first teacher, the first guide, it's the parents. So they want to become like their parents, because in the beginning, the parents might be their, role model. They don't have, the children's world is their parents. But so the parents do play a role from the start, many roles. not just a mom, not just the dad, but you are a role model, you are the go-to person, you're teaching them everything. They know from the very start, good habits, bad habits. If you are doing yoga in the morning, the child will all wake up looking at you doing yoga. Then maybe in later years, they'll start doing it, or maybe they'll start when they're children because they want to connect. So if you are having bad habits, then they will pick that up. If you're swearing, they will pick up swearing, So you are teaching them constantly, 24/7, you're teaching them something. So the parents always have a role. And once you become a parent, that's 100% like 24 hours job. You're never off the job, never off the clock. Even when the children are sleeping, you're thinking of something to do for them. So once you're a parent, you are like 24-hour job for the rest of their life, your
That's
life.
true. That's
so
true.
I think, but when it comes to the passion, only the parents can get to know the child so deeply. We know them from the day they're born. We can observe what are their, when are they in the right element, when they're doing, what are they doing? I'll give you an example. So my son was very young when he started showing an interest in building robots. So he was I don't even remember, I think he was 7-8 years old when we bought him the first robot building stuff it was actually for kids a little bit more mature, 12 years, but he loved it. Then again, 2 years later, we went to Australia, just me and my husband, and we came back and we bought a little bit more complicated version to build a robot. And he, constantly was on that. 24 hours, he was like building, and he was so excited. And then he completed the task. He was only 10 years old, and he actually created a robot and programmed it to do different things, very simple things, but he still did it all by himself. So that's when he understood that that's what he wants to do with his life. He wants to work with robots. But then he's 10 years old. How would a 10-year-old know what he wants? When they're children, they think, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a pilot. Every day they change their passion, Today I'm going to be a pilot. And 2 weeks later, you say, no, I'm going to be a soccer player. Professional soccer player. Yeah, no. And the 2 weeks later, astronaut. Okay, TK, astronaut Bandari. Okay, 2 weeks later, they'll become a nai because it seems very interesting to cut hair. I don't know, where these things come from. So I thought he's 10 years old. He doesn't know. Then he became very passionate about playing music and creating music. And honestly, my child has a dyslexia, so he has reading and writing challenges. मैंने सोचा कि maybe music is a better, field for him where he can express himself. And as a mom, I want him to be happy. And he was like on the computer creating new music. It wasn't good music, but he was his passion. So I thought, bade hoke seekh jayega, And since I'm into Indian classical dance, I thought, when he grows up, he can also go into Indian classical dance and music. Once he learns the classical music, he can create anything, So मैंने कहा नहीं, you go into that line. मेरे लिए भी थोड़ा आसान हो जाएगा आगे जाके, And now he's actually preparing for becoming an engineer who's going to work with robots. Wow. Even though he has dyslexia, he has chosen the most difficult line with the many years of study. But he came back to circled around to working with robots. That's his passion.
Wow.
So even though he explored everything else, and I said, I will back you up no matter what. So I guess what parents need to do is to tell them whatever line you choose, become the best in the line. Yeah. You want to become a musician, try to become the best in the musician. It's not a competition with others to become the best, but do your best. Put your best effort into it and enjoy it.
That's true.
So now he's constantly creating something. But he knows he has to study. Becoming an engineer is not easy when you have reading and writing challenges. But because it's his passion, he'll be able to do it. And he's actually getting top marks. And he's only in high school still, but he already chosen the line he wants to go.
Beautiful.
So
I think
So
one
I
of the
guess,
things, Richa, that
yeah,
is your belief system is fear is not something running away from it. Fear is something actually facing it. And that's what is reflected in your child. So, as a parent, I think it's beautiful just to motivate them, encourage them, be their guiding force rather than being a dictator to them. Do this, do this, do this,
correct,
do this. And I
correct.
loved what you said, Richa, that though as a mother, my opinion, my understanding can be different than what my child's passion is. But I need to respect
Yes,
what my child is looking at life the way they want to look at
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
now he comes back in from school and he tells me all this technical stuff. I have no idea what he talks about, but I'm listening. So today with this, and this, we programmed this, and he's all these technical terms. And I was like, oh, cha, okay, fine. And I have to put aside my stuff. I have no idea. For me, he's talking a different language. But my he is so passionate. He wants to tell me, so I listen, you know. And I said to him, Ki, doesn't matter how long the road is. I'm going to be there with you. I can't teach you, but I'll get somebody to teach you if you find any difficulties. But you have to go the whole way through. Even if it's going to take you 8 years or 5 years, whatever years, but you have to go the whole way through once you have done this. And then he says, and then I always remind him of why, which we're going to talk about later in the 3 steps. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? So what parents can do when to find the passion and be the guiding force is always to ask the question, why? If the child keeps on being motivated, why am I doing this? Because abhi usko bahut challenges aayenge. I know that because he's still in high school, right? The moment he goes into college, he's definitely going to face challenges both in reading and writing and everything, right? Then my role as a mom has to be to remind him, why do you want to do this? This is your passion, but why? It makes me happy. He continuously says, it makes me happy. I just know it, mom. This is why I'm born. This is my passion. This is my life. Okay. And then suddenly when he faces an challenge, I remind him, this is why you were born. You say that. This is your words. This is why you were born. And he says, yeah, mom. Okay. This is nothing. And then he lifts up his collar and say, okay, let's
I
go.
get started.
Let's start.
Somewhere that as a parent, I think we should involve into that quality communication with child.
Definitely.
So I think it's beautiful. So step one, what Richa said, what we should be doing is that encourage them and respect their decisions. And point two,
Yes.
what she shared so beautifully is that communicate with them, thinking they are with us, not like a dominator and somebody who is the receiver. So probably communicating with them. That's beautiful, Richa. Richa, on the same hand, I think I have a second question, which you might say that Shreya, it's so much correlated to first one, but so important for a parent is, now we have told what we should do. Can you tell us as a parent that what we should not do?
Okay. I love that question because it's so easy. It's not easy to tell people what to do because, as I said earlier in the start, every child is different.
Right.
But there are some things that we should not do when we are parents. That's much easier to say. We all have different dreams that we might not have reached. I can give you an example of my dad. He stopped studying when he was 14. He started working because his situation was like that. And then in the early 70s, he came here, he was only 21 years old, into Norway, right? Totally alone. Later, I found out that he also got dyslexia, reading and writing. Us waqt mein kisi ko kya pata tha, what was that? Right. So he came here, he never studied further. Lekin I got dyslexia as well. So from him, what he used to do was he gave me his dream. From the time I was born, he said, doctor banna, you have to be a doctor. And you have to go to the slum areas or different areas and
serve the community.
Serve without taking money, because that was his dream. And because I don't even remember when he started to tell me that, maybe when I was, a toddler, because I actually thought that was my dream, because I got it through,
heard it so many times.
Waking moment, I thought this was actually my dream. So I started my whole high school with the thought of कि मैंने doctor बनना, because that's what I was supposed to be. And I adopted that dream because I thought that would make my dad proud of me, that would make him love me, because what does children want? They want to make our parents proud and to have love. So when the love is expressed with condition, कि आप ये करोगे तो हम आपको प्यार दिखाएंगे. See, every parents love their children unconditionally, but we put conditions with the words or the way we behave. कि आपने कोई गलती करी, हमने डांट दिया, but we don't say, but I still love you, but you did something wrong. So a lot of the children think that if I don't become engineer, doctor, or whatever the parents want them to become, then they would not be proud of me, means they might not love me anymore. Okay? Because the condition is there. You have to become this in order to get my love or respect or proud or whatever. So I thought so too. But then I almost failed in chemistry. I'm giving you my secret.
On the camera.
Stop the camera, yaar. Now we have it. It's already out there now. I almost, but I didn't, but I almost. Not every subject is for everybody.
Just pass.
Just barely passed. And I came to my dad and I said, Dad, I am failing chemistry. I don't think I can become a doctor. And he was like, very mad. What would you do with your life then? But I was really good in maths and economics. So I said, I'll do something in economics. And he said, oh, okay. Chartered accountant? Okay, fine. That's good a job also. It's a status job. Okay, you'll go for that. It's okay. So I'm still not that.
So she chose third one.
I never lived up to his dreams or expectations, but he's proud of me now. But, I always went my own way because I had my mom's support. So what I want everybody to understand that you can share your dreams with your children. I want you to do that. That's great. I wished I was a doctor. But to actually give them your dream and expect them to fill your dream, that is a big no-no. There might be that one of the child might, like my brother is a doctor. So, but my papa ne kabhi usko nahi kaha. My father never said to him, you become a doctor.
Bade bhai catch kar liya.
So he did fill my father's dream. My father is very proud of him. So, and we all are. But, I guess sharing your dream is very good. I share with my children all my dreams. But I want them to dream. I want them to go for their passion. And actually, because I followed my dreams and I followed my passion and I love my life. I love everything I do. I love connecting with beautiful people like you. I connect with a lot of people online. I just love meeting people. That's my passion. I would probably have met people if I were a doctor, but always in a sick state now. So this is a big no-no, I guess.
So beautiful. So I think do not overload them with the burden of my incomplete dreams. It's beautiful to share. In fact, Richa, I realized something wonderful. When we share, I wish few things could have happened with me. I'm ultimately telling my child also that sometimes life might go other way also. The way it went for you. The way you said, it went other way for you. But because you were passionate about it, ultimately you made it big. All of you should know in Norway, she's an award-winning, a female business entrepreneur kind of a thing. So she's an amazing lady who has been recognized for her passion. And that's beautiful, Richa. Amazing.
Thank you.
To actually the third question, Richa, which many of the parents want to know. The 3-step guide, what can help parents to help child to discover their passion or potential in life?
Yeah. So it's a very fun method. It's a very fun exercise. So you take a A4 paper and you put the word dream, okay, on it. And you ask the child to stand on that dream.
Okay.
Huh. And then you tell them to lift up their chin, because that creates a positive vibe. Because when you change your physiology, you become positive, and you make them lift up the chin, close their eyes, and dream or see themselves doing what they're supposed to do in life. What is their passion? What can they see in future they're working with? Are they working with children? Are they in space? Are they, what are they doing? What is it that they think they will be doing in the future when they're grown up? You might have to ask them to think 20 years ahead. And for some children, that's fine. For some children, say, I can't, because children live in now. So depending on their age, you have to adjust this method a little bit. So if you're asking a 5 years old, what do you see yourself in 20 years? You can't do it.
They will say,
Chota bacha. Haan, chota hai.
Doraemon.
It's like, I'll be Iron Man or something like that, So that's a good thing. But if you have a 10, 14 years old youngster, they can easily imagine a few years ahead. It's going to be easier for them. So that tells you about the surroundings. That's the first things you are asking them. Where do you see yourself? This is the surroundings. Now, the next step will be on the paper. It will be saying action. What are you be doing? It's not just the surrounding, who are you working with, but what are you actually doing? So just say my son was making the robots. He was making the small parts of the robots. He was like surrounded. Now, what is his action? What is he doing? There also you have the behavior. If it's not in their nature to do it, then they'll feel suddenly it changed. Then you go back to the dream and say, okay, change ho gaya. So let's go back to the dream. What is happening now? Because children suddenly they're doing something, Just say when I was younger, if I was like, I also have masters in Kathak. Wow. But I was not allowed to follow that 100% because in Norway, there is no scope for living off just as a Kathak dancer.
Right.
So, but if I had had the choice at that time, I might have chosen dance line, because when I was doing this in my head, I was always dancing, acting, doing something else. Like I couldn't imagine myself sitting in front of a computer doing business. That is not what I was dreaming of, But yes, now it becomes a passion now, but I still have my dance. So if you go back to what are they doing, they might have to go back to the dreaming, because it might have changed, because children are more into their body, right? And then you go to the ability and the gift. So you put that also on an A4 paper and you tell them to step on that. Okay. And when they then still have this, and what are their gifts? What are their ability? What are their strong, sides? Maybe they are really good in playing soccer, but they might also be really good in science,
That's true. That's true.
Both, because one is physical activity and one is more like a brain thing, samajhna and so on. So other people are maybe really good dancer, but they are also into space. They know every single thing about space, so much into space ki you don't even understand their language sometimes. Yeah. So then you have two passions, but that doesn't mean they can't go hand in hand. Because the world has come to this. If you have expertise in two different areas of life, only then will you be able to survive the future. Because that's the future is demanding now. You can't be just specialized in one. You need 2 or more lines, which after you go into, further in life, you'll see there is integrate.
It's beautiful. So something like, I love animals and I love science. So probably I became a doctor who is working with animals. Probably.
Yeah, probably. Then you find both of the passion that you do, and it might be that, or it might be two totally different lines that you cannot. Because when I was doing my after economics, I went into computers. Again, when I was a kid, I would never dreamed of going into computers, but I was very lucky because I was one of the first Indian girls programming in Norway, so I got really good job. But then everybody was like, you are into programming and dancing? These are two different fields. How come you're doing this? This is not right. But it was meeting my two needs, both for being connected to people, both being, connected to my roots, dancing, being physically active. But then also I was sitting hours and hours and programming. See, they're two different fields. And today I can integrate them, and I have, online teaching, and, it was easier for me to go in online teaching already in 2020, whereas a lot of the dancers were struggling. So
were you enjoying doing both also simultaneously, Richa?
Yeah, I loved it because those different world, okay, na? So if you can find two, sometimes you will see your child and it's like passion is this, passion is that, and none of it pans out. But it's good to have passions, right? So that they can be focused about whatever line they choose. It might be a third thing. So I think we are brought up with the idea that हमारा एक ही passion होता है, या we can only choose one study. It has to be in the same direction, either in science or in tech or this. Why not different things? Because that also creates, आप बाद में सोचो, academic खत्म हो गया, आपका studies खत्म हो गया. What is left? Social network. If your kid is in 2-3 different areas, the passion this, but studies this, think in all the social network that person is now building. And the diversity that comes out of that child, because they are able to navigate between different social networks. They have friends in different areas, thinking differently. So I think it's important to teach the children that kuch bhi karo, do it out of passion.
That's inspiring. So Richa, somewhere I've understood one thing. You think larger than life. You think larger than what things are. Because मुझे ये बात पता चली कि आपने कहीं पे भी पूरे इसमें नहीं बोला, when your child is standing on the paper and dreaming about, say, I could see myself dancing on the stage. Nowhere a thought came that अभी इसमें कितना पैसा मिलेगा, कंप्यूटर में जाओगे तो कितना पैसा मिलेगा, you be a doctor, you will earn. So a passion cannot be judged on amount of money that you will get. So rather than अगर आप वो चीज करोगे जो आपको बहुत खुशी देता है, let's encourage the child. Ultimately, success will come and kiss their feet because they're happy doing what they're doing.
Correct. देखिए, if you're happy doing what you're doing, you will do it a lot. You'll continuously do it. Then if you do it continuously, you'll be mastered in it. If you love doing something, you continue practice it, you'll do, and sometimes you'll excel. कहते हैं कि कम से कम 10,000 घंटे, if you do something, you'll be, you'll master it eventually. 10,000 hours, it takes for the brain and everything to master something. So if you do it 10,000 hours, you get to one stage and you excel from there. If you love it, 10,000 hours is nothing. If you hate it, how would you be good in it? Take it. You will not jump out of your bed in exam ke liye padhna hai, it's not what you want to do, True. Another thing also I want to say, money is nobody's driving force. There's always some other driving force behind whatever we do. Money is a necessity, but it's not a driving force. So if you want your kid to succeed, you need to find what is driving them. Again, we call it passion. But there is also something else. Passion is also something that we feel, but we also have a driving force. Bas karna hai. You koi bhi challenge aa jaye, you'll get through it. And that is your why. If you can find the why of that kid, you can get them to be the top of the world, master of the world. They can win all the awards you need them to win. They can get the best. Koi job aisa hoga bhi nahi na. Somebody will create their job for them and give them the best salary ever.
That's true.
क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों के पास जॉइंट एजुकेशन होता है. अब आपके पास ही यू हैव टेकन ऑल ऑफ दिस एजुकेशंस एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस सर्टिफिकेशंस एंड you come to a place and actually what you sit with of experience and both experience, education and knowledge, all of that combined, nobody else is there. You are unique in what you are giving as a service because you have completed all of these sort of things, right? So you are unique, so nobody else can be what you are.
Wow. Hey, all of you viewers, I'm super excited to be part of her community because I think she has a completely different angle and ways to look at life. So, Richa, now I want to know about. Let me just summarize first of all what I have understood: that motivate kids, encourage kids, give them freedom to dream. Let them understand only dreaming is not the way. I need an action. I need a plan. I need to think why. And I to stay on that track. There will be moments my child will come back and probably change the dream. And then again understand, okay, for this dream also there is an action, there is a plan, there is a why. So ultimately that's what will make my child realize that nothing is there in front of me ready, sir. I have to earn it. I have to reach there, to put in effort for them. I mean, it's a huge sense. You have that innate thing, Richa, that to do something more. And that's why you have a community, which is a Healthy Indians. All of you, I am joining that. If any one of you want to join that particular community, I'm putting up the link in the description box. Do ensure that you be part of it. But before that, Richa, I want to know what's your passion or what's your driving force to start this particular community, and where do you see it going?
The reason why I started this was I wish I had somewhere, when my children was growing up, we didn't have these Facebook groups or communities, or, so I'm not totally Norwegian. I need like a little bit of an Indian touch to the way I raise my children, the way we eat, the way we, behave, all the chota nuske tuske, the Indian remedies that we have. So who could I ask other than my mom? I wanted that kind of a community built. But unfortunately, at that time, we didn't have that. So I had to try to find my own ways. And now I think we have all the resources to create that safe community where people who are just, starting this journey can come and ask specialists and people who have experience, many years of experience, but also, therapists, nutritionists, about different advice, how to, help their children through these difficulties, or what should I do? And there's no strange question. I think it's important to create a community that is safe, so you can ask the most strangest question about raising children or yourself. Health, health is important. Doesn't have to be only for the mothers or the children. It can be for the dad, or it can be for your husband. It can be for your parents, anybody. So Healthy Indian is a community which we are building for people to be able to ask questions and get honest answers. And so that's why I wanted to create this community and, bring people closer together and get the support they need.
So is this basically kind of an amalgamation of somebody have a question and let's get the answer from an expert in that particular field? So probably you'll find that merge on Healthy Indians community. So what is the appropriate age, Richa, to
start thinking in these directions about having goals and passions and joining this particular community? Like, see, I as a mother, if my child is like too small, probably 2 years or 1.5 years, is it appropriate age for my
Yes.
parenting
Yes,
age
as I
to be
said,
that?
yeah. I mean, you can be a part of Healthy Indians if you have a small baby as well, because it's not just about, we don't just talk about how to find the passion in your kid. We talk about supplements that maybe the baby needs, or the mom just become a mom. What supplements does she need in order to not just give everything to the baby she's feeding, but she also have to take care of herself, because if we
Important.
can put on the oxygen mask first, then only we can give to others, right? So that is why this Healthy Indians is not just healthy parenting. It's healthy Indians generally. So you can be a part of it if you want to, as a mom, as a father, as somebody who wants just guidance. So
Lovely. That's
any age of the child.
amazing. So all of you do check out that link. Now, Richa, I have a last question for you. When we spoke about the goal, the passion, helping the child, and all of these things, which is the appropriate age when parents should actually cater to these questions and actually invest time into that and think about pursuing these kind of thoughts towards their children? So, what's that appropriate age?
See, if we go back to our old scriptures and all of these things, they guide us also when children are biologically developing, when should we guide them to do what.
That's
But our society is built कि 3 साल का हुआ नहीं बच्चा स्कूल डाल दो already, then you have to think of their future, because otherwise it's too late if you think that. So I think if we understand the body, the way the mind develop, it takes a longer time, and I think we push them too fast. We rob them a little bit of their childhood. If we early start to talk about passion, if it's too early for the child, if they're 4 years old, what is your passion, beta? I mean, everything is their passion. If their passion is to live in now. I eating ice cream. That's my passion. I want to eat and sleep and do fun stuff. Being with mom, dad. So again, but then you have 4 years old who are very mature.
That's true.
They are born mature. Their soul is so old. They are born with this idea ki mere ko ye banna hai. Even before they start talking, they know what they'll become.
That's true.
So giving a specific age is very, very difficult without seeing the child themselves. Kabhi kya hota hai, the child is showing some interest in dancing and the parents say, mera bachcha na bahut acha hai dance mein. They YouTube ko dekh ke they are doing already. And are they talented? They might be, or they might be just having a fun time dancing, So let the child explore, but the appropriate, if I have to put an age, I will wait till they're 8 years for the first time talking about, now you have explored all of these things. What do you see yourself doing? And then again, 10 years old, then 14. We have to remember, hamara jo mind hai, it does not develop before you are 15, 16 to understand consequences. Okay. जो consequences का जो part होता है हमारे brain में, it does not develop before you're 15, 16. That is why you're not allowed to drive before in Norway before you're 18, because then your mind, like biological mind, is then grown up.
That's true.
अब क्या होता है उससे पहले जो होता है between 13 to 16, you might feel कि your child is a little bit out of it, they're not present, they're doing, they're totally in their dream world. So what is going on? Physically, what is going on in their mind? They are deleting whatever information they do not need to continue further. So ऐसा लगता है कि वो ऐसे बैठे हुए हैं, they are wasting time. Yeah. But that is also the time to actually be asking them a little bit of the questions and start motivating looking towards the future. But you might not get a straight answer, but start putting small drips and drops into their mind when they're 10 to 16 years old. And in India, they might feel, this is too late. तब तक तो उसका पता नहीं कहाँ future चला जाएगा. India's education system is a little bit different.
But
So
what you said is true. I think the parents also can play a huge role. And now, I think even if we go by Indian education system or for that matter anywhere, so before 10th, by the time the child is 13 to 15 के बीच में, तब तक वैसे भी सब कुछ open ही है.
Yeah.
So as a parent, I think probably the way you said 8th, 9th onwards, we start talking to them, investing
Yeah.
the communication time and helping them to find out. That's beautiful. Okay, all of you, when she asked us to close eyes and do the chin up, I was doing it with her and it really felt great and wonderful. Because her book, being an author, she wrote about meditation. I think she has that connect, a talk about that energy, that flow, that positivity. You have been amazing, Richa, and learned so many
Thank you
beautiful
so much.
so many beautiful things. I am telling you, so many viewers who are watching this particular interview, they are going to be part of your community as healthy Indians. And I can assure you that the dream that you have for the larger community, in a way, fulfilling your father's dream to serve the larger crowd. Not in this way or in that way, but you're doing that. So
Yeah.
so happy to connect with you today. Thank you so much, all of you viewers, for seeing this particular interview. Do stay
Thank you.
connected. And
Yeah.
thank you so much, Richa. You can follow Richa on Instagram as well. What's your Insta handle, Richa?
I have a few. It's a business enlightenment, but I'll send it to you guys and connect with me, as I said, on Healthy Indians, and we can connect on other platforms as well. So that's not a problem. You'll find me definitely if you search for Richa Chandra. You'll find all the handles there.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you so much, Richa. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank you for having.